Before continuing on with today's video, a word of caution. Please stand clear of the door. Enjoy the video. Hey there you guys, Shaun Allen here. As you can see, I'm at my own house. I'm not at Disneyland at the moment because A, my annual pass expired, B, classwork. I know, fall 2015 semester, a little difficult, but I'm getting through it. And 3, as I'm pretty sure you're all aware of, they recently raised the prices for the annual passes at the Disneyland Resort. Not only that, but also the ticket prices for Disneyland and Disney California Adventure and the One Park Hopper passes, which is a drag. My question is, why would they do that sort of thing? Well, one of the reasons why is because of the crowds at Disneyland, and I know there have been many times during the last year where it seemed like days where it should have been less crowded. It was really crowded, but you know what? I don't know. Until then, I decided to make some new videos for you guys to check out and watch. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, hit the red subscribe button. It's here, anywhere. It's somewhere on the video or on the screen here. Just click on it. It's a free subscription to my channel. All it does is that it will send an email to your email account letting you know when a new video will be posted on my channel. It's really a lot of fun. It's free. No payment necessary, so hit the red subscribe button. Now, of course, I mentioned Star Wars Land, which is the topic of today's video. As you can see, I am actually wearing my special Star Wars shirt. On my back here, there is the original poster, or at least one of the original posters from Star Wars. And of course, we are all aware of Star Wars The Force Awakens. It's coming out December 16th, 2015. I am actually really excited about this film because it looks really cool. If you guys have not seen the trailers or have never been to the Star Wars conventions or anything, it's a lot of fun. Well, not that I've been there. I'm just saying because I've never been to one, but I've seen them online, and it looks pretty cool. And I remember when they released the trailer for The Force Awakens, the one with Han Solo and Chewie, I was like, ooh! So I actually got to see it on the big screen when my family went to see Avengers Age of Ultron. And I'm pretty sure you guys are collecting a lot of the collectibles and toys and stuff. I've been doing a little bit of collecting myself. Not so much of the major stuff, but some of the little things. I'm going to show you a few of my little items I've gotten. Here's one of the most highly coveted droids right now, the new BB-8 character. Yes, this is actually a plush toy. And it does actually stand on its own. Look at that. Whoa, whoa. That's pretty cool, huh? It's almost like a part plush, part beanie character, because there's like some beans in the bottom here. But yeah, there's a little BB-8 plush toy. Really cool. And I got some Stormtroopers over here. Here they are. Where's this gun? Oh, I must have lost it. Yes, we got the First Order Stormtrooper. It's not the Empire. It's called the First Order. And here we have the Flame Trooper. I had to get one of each. I'm pretty sure there'll be others coming out in the future. These are the ones that are out right now for the 3-inch figures. I'm a little disappointed with these because the legs... Look at that. I mean, you can't even bend the knees or the elbows. I was kind of hoping you would with these, but no, unfortunately not. But they're still pretty cool. They're really cool looking figures. I've never gotten Stormtrooper characters before, but I wanted to get these in particular because I just thought these were really cool. And here on my Disneyland display is my own version of Star Wars Land right here. As you can see, I got some of these very small First Order TIE Fighters here. Got one of the original ones here. Got some Star Destroyers, some Millennium Falcon, a Corellian fighter back there. Some of the X-Wings, and I think that's a Snow Speeder with what looks like a couple of Flame Troopers from The Force Awakens. And of course, they're directly behind the Star Speeder fleet from Star Tours. And of course, we got my monster-sized one. That's my own official Shaun Allen Films Droid Factory droid. Over here on my other half of my display, I have a bigger First Order TIE Fighter right there. Got my R2-D60 droid right there from Disneyland's 60th Anniversary, Limited Edition. Pretty cool. And then up here we have some more Star Wars stuff. My original big TIE Fighter up there with the Millennium Falcon, and the X-Wing, the Snow Speeder, and the Y-Wing. So yeah, I do collect some Star Wars stuff here. And of course your Star Wars collection wouldn't be complete without the lightsabers, right? And like usual, many of the villains have very special lightsabers. They're always really cool. You know, Darth Maul with his double lightsaber, Count Dooku with his bent red lightsaber, and I think, didn't Emperor Palpatine have like a gold red lightsaber? It was really interesting looking. It was mostly black, and I think it had some gold on it or something, so it was like the ultimate Sith lightsaber. But as some of you are aware, if you've seen the trailers, Kylo Ren's lightsaber has the two little doohickeys that come out on the side. Well, guess what? I have my own Kylo Ren lightsaber. I actually got this maybe a day after they released these in the Spirit Halloween stores. I found this out from a friend of mine on YouTube by the name of Kyle from View from the Cheap Seats. If you guys are watching, hey, how's it going? And yes, I literally got this maybe a day after I saw his post online, so I've got my own now. And it does light up. 1 second. Clap on, clap off. Alright, now I just need to find the switch. Ah, I found it! Yay! Red. One of my favorite colors. As you can see, it's just a long section here on the lightsaber. These little side areas do not light up. I wish they did, but oh well. This is basically from the Halloween stores. This is one of the more basic lightsabers that you find. It's more like a flashlight than anything, but it's not like anything really like fancy, so but still, I really like this lightsaber a lot. It's really cool. Now, cool your jets. I do have one of the good guys' lightsabers, Anakin Skywalker's, and this one tends to get stuck. Watch. Needs a little encouragement. There we go. This one always tends to get stuck somehow. But anyways, yes, this is Anakin Skywalker's. I really like this one a lot because it's a lot skinnier. This one, you know, it's a little fatter, but hey, it's pretty cool. I know that they released the other Kylo Ren lightsabers at like Target and Toys R Us. They're a lot skinnier than this. They're more like this size. But you know what? I'm not going to go out and buy another one. I'm good with this one. This one does not light up. This is one of the ones that is just like your regular, typical kids lightsaber toy. This is really solid, so I'd be careful with this one around the kids. But yeah, so I really do like these a lot. Yeah, pretty cool. Alright, let's leave the merchandise behind and now talk about Star Wars Land. You won't believe how many rumors and blogs and articles and all this news about Star Wars Land that I've read during the past several months. Even during the time when they were coming out with Star Wars The Force Awakens. The anticipation for Star Wars Land has really been high, and it's really like it's been like on the topic of many Disneyland goers, and you know, even when you're going to Disneyland, you hear people talking about Star Wars Land. It's insane. Like, I remember when they first started talking about Star Wars Land, that they were, one of the rumors that I heard was that they were going to take Tomorrowland and basically reconstruct it to look like it was a section of Star Wars, like a different planet or something. And my first, like, thought when I read these rumors was like, that sounds interesting, but that's not Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland is not about Star Wars. Tomorrowland is supposed to be about the future. Future technology, future medicine, future whatever. Star Wars is fictional. It's not real, okay? The stuff that Tomorrowland is supposed to be depicting is supposed to be something that's happening in the future. Future projects and stuff. That's what Walt Disney imagined Tomorrowland to be about. You know, flight to the moon, the atom, you know, all this stuff about nuclear technology, stuff like that. That's what Walt Disney was imagining in his mind when he developed Tomorrowland. And of course, some of the other really interesting things with Tomorrowland as well as they came along during the future. For me personally, when I heard the rumor that Star Wars Land was going to take the place of Tomorrowland, and Tomorrowland was going to look like Star Wars, you know, or like a section of Star Wars, I'm like, no. That's not how you should do Tomorrowland. There was even a point in the rumors where it was like, okay, this is sounding a little ridiculous. And one of them was such that they were considering taking out Autopia and replacing it with a speeder bike attraction. Now, we all know that Autopia, some people don't really like Autopia, first of all, and I understand that because of the fumes and all that, but Autopia has been around since the grand opening of Disneyland in 1955. So, technically, if they remove Autopia from Disneyland, they're taking away an original attraction. And on top of that, they were considering taking out Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, which has been around since 1959. Well, not Finding Nemo, I meant the original submarine ride. When I heard that rumor, I was like, well, hang on a second. This is unusual because around the time when I heard that rumor, they were in the process of refurbishing Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage. Like, I literally remember the walls being around the attraction. I'm like, well, that sounds kind of unusual, because normally if you want to take an attraction out, you don't actually refurbish anything in the ride. You just let it fall apart, and then once it's done, you take it out and put something else in its place. When you refurbish something, you technically are not going to be planning on taking it out like the next day, right? So that rumor in my mind was like, you know what? I'm not even going to believe that at all. And obviously that was the case. That rumor was false. So was Autopia and Tomorrowland. So thankfully Tomorrowland is still the way it is today. I know some people are like, please, like, refurbish it or do something different with the design of Tomorrowland. I understand that. But I like the design, it's cool, and I know some people are really upset about the People Mover and the Rocket Rods. Some of those attractions may not come back, okay? Just saying, for those of you who are wondering, is the People Mover coming back? I don't think so. Then the next rumor came along that Toontown was going to be replaced with Star Wars Land. Now, of course, that was not, like, valid, in my opinion, because Toontown for Star Wars Land was way smaller. It's way smaller compared to what they were planning for Star Wars Land, in my mind. I'm like, you really want to take out this small little area of Toontown and create Star Wars Land in that little section? I don't know. That's kind of stupid, right? And here's another thing. If you take out Toontown, where's Mickey Mouse and his friends supposed to go? Supposedly, if they took out Toontown, Mickey Mouse and the gang would be homeless. Okay, consider that. Mickey Mouse's house, Minnie Mouse's house, Donald's boat, Goofy's house, and the Chip and Dale treehouse, they'd be gone. Your favorite Disney characters would be homeless. Yeah, that's not a pleasant thought, right? So I was hearing this rumor a lot because I was like, I don't know if they should take Toontown out, because it's really meant for kids, and I know some adults don't like Toontown, but in my opinion, it kind of is like a tribute to the Who Framed Roger Rabbit Toontown, because of course they got the Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin attraction, but it's still a tribute to Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Eddie Valiant and Jessica Rabbit. You can't really take that out, right? I mean, it may need a little paint jobs here and there, but yeah, don't take Toontown out. It's a lot of fun. And so finally we get the news that Star Wars Land is going to be going in the areas of the backstage area of Disneyland, and even in a small section of Frontierland, and that section being Big Thunder Ranch, which I'm pretty sure some of you have experienced over the years, or have been there a couple of times, maybe during the Christmas season or the Mickey's Not So Halloween event. I was actually in the Big Thunder Ranch theater area where they had the special presentation for Indiana Jones 20 Years of Adventures. I think that was the only time I've ever been back there. I know I made an episode of Mealtime at Disneyland at the restaurant there, the Big Thunder Ranch restaurant. If you guys want to check that out, click the annotation, just popped up on the screen. And I've only been there once. I mean, it was a nice restaurant, but really expensive. And I'm pretty sure you need to have reservations there, but they were nice enough to let me actually go in there. It is taking away more of the frontier aspect of Frontierland. And not only that, they're also going to be shortening the length of the Rivers of America, because what they're planning on doing is they're not relocating, but more like they're taking the railroad tracks from the Disneyland Railroad, and they're kind of like redoing parts of it so that it goes around a small section of where the island, or should I say part of the river, is supposed to be, because they're making more areas for Star Wars Land. And my guess is that they don't want the train to be going through Star Wars Land, because that will actually destroy the illusion of you being in a distant galaxy. Now, in my opinion, you're going to be hearing the train no matter what, because even though it's on the other side of the hills or whatever, you can still hear the train passing by, right? Like, when I'm in Toontown, I can hear the train, okay? When it's pulling into the station, I can hear the whistle, so I don't think you're ever going to escape the fact that the train is back there. Supposedly, the area where they're building the new section of track is supposed to be where the Millennium Falcon is going to be. I'll get to rides in a second. They're going to be closing down some of the attractions for the building of Star Wars Land, and so let's just say that some of these attractions are going to be closed for over a year now, and it's going to be insane. The Disneyland Railroad is going to be closed for a year. Mark Twain, the sailing ship Columbia, the rafts that go to Tom Sawyer Island / Pirate's Lair. In fact, that whole area is going to be blocked off, and even Fantasmic's not going to be around for an entire year. So that's going to be a real sad part of Disneyland that people are not going to be able to experience for an entire year, especially for those who are going to Disneyland for the first time during this next year. They're supposed to close on, or the last day to operate is on January 10th, and then the next day they're going to be closed, and then everything is going to start coming down. All the TIE bombers are going to come flying in and bombing the place and make way for Star Wars Land, right? So what can we expect to see out of Star Wars Land? Well, here's the thing. From what I've heard, you're supposed to be going to a distant galaxy from one of the new worlds from Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, personally, that sounds fine, but I would have liked to have seen an area of Star Wars that we have seen already in the films, like Naboo, or Tatooine, or you know, the moon of Endor. You know, one of these places, Bespin. Well, maybe not Bespin, but still, I mean, one of these places that we've actually been to. And the reason I say that is because here's something that I'm a little concerned about. If Star Wars The Force Awakens flops, you know, if it turns out to be a big disaster, which a lot of people are, you know, basically saying it's not going to be a disaster, it's going to be really great. But what was to happen if it actually flops at the box office? Will that make people want to go see that area of Disneyland, or maybe avoid it? Maybe not so much avoid it, but really be like, oh, they should have done a lot better job of the film or something. Like, I didn't like this area of the galaxy or whatever. Personally, I would have liked to have seen more of, like, some of the other planets involved in Star Wars Land. I was expecting that from Star Wars Land, but not from Episode 7. I can get that from Star Tours, because Star Tours, you can go anywhere in that one. I would rather save, like, the world of wherever they're going in Star Wars 7 in Star Tours, but in Star Wars Land actually experience many of the other worlds of the universe of Star Wars, not just this one place. I mean, that's a bit of a drag, but that's where we're going with. And I don't know the planets yet, so I'm sorry if I don't know where they're actually going. And as far as I know, they are going to be opening up one of the cantinas or whatever. They have a Millennium Falcon ride that's coming out. They're actually going to have a Millennium Falcon outside somewhere in the theme park. I think, like I said, it's going to be in the area where they built the Disneyland Railroad. And there's going to be a couple of other attractions as well, including meet and greets from Star Wars characters. As you all, I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of, in November, they're opening up the Star Wars Launch Bay, which is where Innoventions is located. And I'm really excited about that one. That's going to be pretty cool. And then in December, they're opening up the Star Wars Jedi Training Area that's over there in Tomorrowland. And they're going to transform that into a new form of Jedi training. And it's going to be called, I believe it's called Star Wars Trials of the Temple or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Oh, and I can't forget about this one. This is the one that really got me upset. They are planning on redoing Space Mountain and creating it into a Star Wars themed ride. Hyperspace Mountain. Really? Thankfully, it's only for a limited time, but when I heard this, I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I was reading the comments about that, like on Facebook and on Twitter and all that. Many people were really upset by this because they thought this was a permanent item, but it's not. And I'm still a little bugged about it because it's like, in a way, they're transforming Tomorrowland into a Star Wars themed area. Because you've got Star Tours, right? You got the Innoventions, which is becoming Star Wars Launch Bay, and then you got Space Mountain turning into Hyperspace Mountain. Ooh, I see where you're going with this, Disneyland. Very sneaky. You said that you weren't going to be transforming Tomorrowland into a Star Wars themed area, but you're being sneaky. You're transforming your own rides into a Star Wars, themed rides. Very clever. Very sneaky. I get it now. So all in all, Star Wars Land sounds like it's going to be amazing. It's going to be huge, okay? We're talking 14 acres of Disneyland property that's going to be converted into Star Wars Land. Like, it's going to be big, okay? It's going to be a big chunk of Disneyland that's not even being used for the theme park. It's going to be massive. I've seen so many different photos of what it's going to look like, people's reactions, people's blogs and articles. It really sounds fantastic, but before all that even happens, before it comes into our world, into reality basically, a lot of things are going to be closing. Like I said, the Disneyland Railroad, Mark Twain, Sailing Ship Columbia, the Rivers of America, Fantasmic's going to be gone for almost, more than over a year. More like a year and 3 or 4 months, literally. That's insane. I can't go, when I go to Disneyland in next year, I'm going to be missing those trains. I mean, that's one of the things I like to see when I go to Disneyland. But yeah, in the meantime, though, I'm going to be hugging my trains, my Disneyland Railroad trains. I'll miss them for an entire year. Well, there you go, you guys. That is my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As you probably can guess, I did not use any photos or video footage or whatever due to copyright or whatever, because I didn't want to get to a copyright infringement with Disney or Lucasfilms. But I just want to share with you guys some information that I heard about for Disney Star Wars Land, and I'm really excited about it, and I'm pretty sure you guys are excited too. I'll be posting more if I find out more information about Star Wars Land, and until then, we're still going to have to keep on dreaming what it's going to look like in the future. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please be sure you hit the thumbs up button, favorite the video, share your friends, and of course, subscribe to my channel, the Disneyland Video Series. Don't forget, I also have previous episodes of Mealtime in Disneyland available on my channel. Don't forget to check out my previous vlogs, my ride reviews, and my special events. And of course, be sure to follow me on Twitter and on Facebook. The links are down below in the description of this video. If you guys have any questions about anything about Disneyland you'd like to ask me, leave them in the comments down below, or send them to me on Twitter, or post them on my Facebook page. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. See you guys next time here on the Disneyland Video Series. Have a magical day. Bye-bye!